What's up guys, Sam at Cycle Technology again, back with some tips to look after your bike this winter. We're going to be taking a look at this Fenwick's complete cleaning kit. Let's get this box open, have a look and see what's in here. So let's just get all the bits out first and then we'll talk through them. Put that down. Right, cool. So looking after your bike in the winter basically comes down to a number of important factors. First of all is trying to keep it clean without getting too much moisture on it and keeping it well lubricated. Using a jet washer is not really advised unless we're talking about using it gently from a distance. Pointing a jet washer at things like drivetrain components, hubs where there are bearings, headset, fork and shock seal, battery, motor if you've got an e-bike, display, any electronics. Pointing jet washers, pressurised water at these things is always a bad idea. Working in the cycle trade we see quite a lot of bearings and electrical components and things getting destroyed as a result of jet washing. So try not to do that. So rather than jet washing your bike, which is a quick and relatively simple way to get your bike clean, but not cost effective at all because it will cost you a lot in bearings and things down the line, we recommend that you use a proper bike cleaner such as this Fenwick's solvent free for all bikes cleaner. We use this here in the shop at Cycle Technology. It's really good at cutting through the grease and the grime. Basically just spray it on using the spray nozzle, spray it all over the bike, get yourself a rag and just wipe it down, wipe the bits off. If there's a bit that's stubborn, go over it more than once. When it comes to the drivetrain, we have this foaming chain cleaner which is paired with this sponge which has like a little V cut out of it for the chain to sit in. So you would spray this on the chain and leave it to soak for a while and it sort of, I don't know exactly what it does, but it sort of fizzes and breaks down the grime and the oil and stuff on the chain, and then you would use it in conjunction with this to back pedal the bike and allow the chain to run through that gap in the middle of the sponge to clean the chain off. Another really effective cleaner is something that we use in the cycle trade all the time, is disc brake cleaner. I think it's pronounced isopropanol or isopropyl alcohol. It basically will cut through any grease, grime, brake fluid, things like that, traffic film build-up, so on and so forth, and then the cleaner itself evaporates away. So it is a really good cleaner that doesn't leave anything behind, doesn't leave any residue. You can use that on your chain as well. Again, like I say, you might want to spray it onto a rag and back pedal your bike whilst holding the rag and the cleaner around the chain itself. This is just a top-up bottle for this stuff. I think you mix it at a 10:1 ratio. There's a little scrubbing brush here that comes in the pack, which is ideal for using in conjunction with the chain cleaner. You can use that to scrub your cassette down and then maybe rinse it off afterwards with, like I said, some gentle sort of falling water. Once all that's done and everything's been cleaned off on your drivetrain, always reapply lubrication. We'll show you a little clip of how to do this properly. It'll be the best way to do it is with the bike in a bike stand of some sort with the wheel off the ground so that you can pedal or back pedal the bike and drip this onto the inside of the chain. All of the greasing and lubricating of components, unless you consider yourself relatively competent on how to do these things like greasing bearings and so on and so forth, I would take it down to your local bike shop to get that job done. At home, the average cyclist should just be cleaning their bike when it needs cleaning and reapplying lubrication to the chain. Another thing that I see happen quite often is people over cleaning their bikes. They think that every time they go out on it, it needs to get a full clean down. So what they're doing is they're putting water on their bike over and over and over again when it absolutely just doesn't need it. You might get a bit of dust and a bit of grime build up on your bike, so what? They're designed to handle it. I would say try and pick and choose when you clean your bike. It is important to keep the drivetrain clean, but the rest of it doesn't need soaking all the time. And if you're riding your bike in the winter and you're going to get a build-up of water and salt on the bike from the roads, then it's a good idea to try and dry that bike out thoroughly before you put it into storage. There's nothing which will get your chain and cassette and other components rusted up quicker than a wet, salty bike being put in a cold place where it can't dry off properly. So have a look at getting some rags, have a look at getting maybe a warm air blower. You can get these little turbo jet fans nowadays, little handheld things you can use to drive water away from the components on your bike. That's what I use on mine. If you don't want to do any of these things or can't be bothered, then my good pal Neil says get yourself a fixie with no brakes on it and you don't ever have to worry about maintenance again. Thanks for watching guys, see you next time.